I've always been a unique person, you know what I mean? Sort of laid back in a way, but very adamant and very passionate about what I believe. I think a lot of times that sort of throws people off because they don't expect me to have the mindset or the process of thought that I do. And so when you come in to watch my channel, you may hear a myriad of thoughts and ideas that could be different from others. What I want you to do is just sit back, like, share, and subscribe. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Helping you along the way. Helping you to make it through another day. Yeah, yeah. Everything you need to know that you never knew, that you need to know. Lockhart perspective.
Well, hello and good afternoon and welcome, welcome, welcome. I just had to come into the courts and just do what we have to do and worship and praise him. It's just, it's a good thing to be able to give him praise and glory. Hello there. Hello to everyone. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with me today. It's just good to be alive, right? It is good to think of his gratefulness and our gratefulness towards his faithfulness towards us. How about that? It's a good time to be thankful to him. Any day above ground is a great day to praise him, and any day above ground is a great day to figure out what else we need to do in the kingdom to make him happy, to please him. You can't please everybody all the time. So I submit, focus on pleasing him, and you can't go wrong, especially if you're doing it according to his word. Thank you for being here again. I want to take a couple of seconds here to welcome a few people here. Wow, you guys have been busy here in the chat, it looks like. Deborah Woods, praise God. She says, thank you so much for being here. And Deborah, I want to publicly, if that's okay with you, thank you for the wonderful love offering you sent. Thank you. To God be the glory, to Yah be the glory. And I thank you for that. Thank you for your obedience. Because he definitely knows what the needs are. So thank you. Leaf Desi took off work to take my little one to the pool. They closed 2 days ago. Hottest part of the year, too. You know what? My grandkids are outside. And they were throwing the water balloons and all that stuff in the yard at their moms. And so, yeah, it's hot. Most kids figure out another way, though, don't they? The kids are so resourceful. Rachel Van Zyl says, is school starting soon where you live? These look like good conversations that were going on a little bit. She says, yep. Okay, very good. She was on Fox. The lady said all that stuff on Fox. How not nice. I see here oh, wow. That was not nice. Yeah. Showing out for the camera, obviously. Right, Leaf Desi? Right, Rachel? That's exactly what must have been going on. Well, you guys, it's Friday. And for all of the triskaidekaphobians out there, it's the 13th. So it is Friday the 13th, August 2021. And we still have the same great Father on the throne. He's still the one who sent Yahweh Shah here as the final sacrifice for us. No more bulls and no more goats and no more lambs and no more any of that. Just what he did, all of the redemptive work, all of the redemptive power. So now what do we do now that we are here? He left us the Ruach HaKodesh. He left us what most call the Holy Spirit to lead us, to guide us, to teach us, and to show us all things. Once he ascended and he left the Comforter, now what do? Do we just rest on our laurels, happy that we know him, happy that we have a relationship with him? Or do we consider the work? And do we even understand what it is? Today's topic is, then there were five. Then there were five. So we're looking specifically today at the 10 virgins. We're looking at the 10 virgins because we can see ourselves in this particular parable, but we're not just going to stop there. We're going to look at a couple of other things that we have to tie in. A lot of people want us to focus on one thing or another. They want us to focus on this or that. But the focus is, why were there 10 and why did only 5 get it? Why did only 5 get it? Let's look. So we're going to come today. If you have your Bible and you want to follow along, you definitely can. We're looking at Matthew 25, a very well-known verse, one that a lot of people know, one that we could possibly quote on our own. So we're going to look at Matthew 25, and you guys know me, I like to start at the beginning. Okay, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 of them were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamp. With their lamps. They took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry, Behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins, all 10 of them, all those virgins arose, and they trimmed their lamps. In verse 8 it says, And the foolish said to the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. Verse 9 says, But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell it, and buy it for yourselves. And while they went out to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. I want to focus there, and I want to say that again. And while they went out, I'm going to go ahead and paraphrase and put it in today's language. And while they were out trying to play catch up, even though they were all in there together, even though they knew the bridegroom was coming, even though they knew exactly what time it was, even though they knew where they were supposed to be at this appointed time, while they went out to buy, the bridegroom came. And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. So I really don't even want to think about the ones who were outside that door. Why? Because they all knew. They knew he was coming. They knew what time it was. They knew exactly what was going to happen. This obviously was something that had been done before. I mean, there had to have been marriages before. There had to have been. And they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Basically, are we concerned with these folks right here? The ones where it says, and they that was ready went in with him. Okay, cool. And the door was shut. So that means that when the door got shut, the 5 that were not ready were on the other side. You know, it's something about entitlement. Because there are some that would say, well, let's talk about the ones who were stuck outside. Why should I talk about the ones who were shut outside, who were stuck out there? They all had the same knowledge. We said that at the top. They all knew what time it was. But what did they do? They decided, well, you got some, give me yours. Give me yours. I want what you got. You were prepared and I'm not. Now I want what you got. Come on now. Let's look at some of the attributes of a wise person. They plan. They're prepared. They know the rules of engagement. They get themselves in a place of ready. They are always on ready. And let's look at the juxtaposition of the foolish. They don't plan. They heard the same thing. They know the same information. As a matter of fact, they fill themselves up on information. That's all they do. They get information and more information and more information. They get more and more pregnant with it, more and more pregnant with it, more and more pregnant with information. So much information that they are a ball of boastfulness. Not self-assured, but assured in self. And they all have the same message. They all have the same exact timetable, timeline. The same information was given to all 10. And yet, 5 decided, that's not for us. I'm of Paul. I'm of John. I'm of Peter. I'm of this one. I'm of that one. We know more than you. We have it on the ball far greater. We know that if he comes, he's not going to leave us out here. Are you kidding? He's not going to leave us out here. He knows who our teacher was and is. Certainly he's going to let us in, well, because we are that. Hi, we're the all that's. And the all that's never lose. The all that's are always going to be in because, well, we know the truth. And we know that he's not going to do that. You think he's going to come and leave all of us here? Come on now. I've been talking about him since I was a little girl. I've been waiting on him since I was a child. I know the drill. I've seen it happen before. Nobody is going to leave us 5 out. So we'll all go to sleep together and just watch. And the wise ones are sitting there nice and humble because they know the drill. They're thinking to themselves, well, I know what he said. And I know what the instructions were before we came to this gathering to go to sleep and wait for the bridegroom. We already know that, yes, there's a great strong possibility that if our lamps are gone out, if there is no light in the lamp, if there's no oil to give light in our lamp, if we don't have anything to carry us through, that we will be stuck outside the door because we're going to have to leave here and go try to play catch up and go try to get it right. Even though we all know the rules of engagement. So we're not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. They each take personal accountability for themselves. They each thought to themselves, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm taking everything I need. As a matter of fact, I may need to take more. Well, because it's better for me to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. So no, I can't give you what I got because I planned for this. You planned for this. We were both in orientation together, Becky Sue. We were both there. They told us what the requirement was. Well, you can akin that to Sunday school. You can akin that to early elementary word, pablum word. The word where the pablum is, where you just start sucking as a little baby. You just start taking in a little bit of milk, the little soft milk. But now, Becky Sue, we're not babies anymore. We are full-grown women. And we know better. So I think I'm just going to stay over here nice and quiet, nice and humble. And I'm actually going to watch my lamp while I'm asleep because I'm looking at your lamp and I'm thinking to myself in my quiet, wise way that yours looks a little empty. And I'd hate to wake up and you be done took off with my stuff. So there is something to be said about wisdom. There is something to be said about planning. Everyone wants you to look at the other person and then consider them the underdog. When they're not the underdog, they're not the underdog. They are non-planners, which had the same exact message. So this is not about the ones who did not. It's not about how to talk to them and tell them what to do now that they're here and the bridegroom done closed the door. Because there's really not a lot to get. They're not going back in that door. It's exactly like it was in Noah's day, where he kept saying, you know what, it's going to rain. It's going to rain. It's going to rain. Look at this idiot. He's up here making that big old boat out of gopher wood, and he keeps talking about some rain. He keeps talking about it. He kept saying it. And they all had the same exact message. Again, all the stories are repeated. All those virgins arose at the same time and trimmed up their lamps. And what happened? Oops. If it was cornbread, you just ain't going to have no cornbread. You're going to serve them greens and them black-eyed peas. You're going to serve that steak or that fried chicken with that meal, and you just ain't going to have no cornbread. Sorry. Well, give us some of yours. No, sir. My husband likes my cornbread. He likes it when I make corn muffins. He likes it when I make hot water cornbread. Why would I give you something when it's going to make me look short? And tangibly, it will make me short. Nah, sister, you going out there to the store. You look like the type that buy that Jiffy. So you go buy some Jiffy and leave us alone over here. We got this, good riddance. Hope you make it in. But the same with Noah. We've never seen any rain come from the sky, Noah, you poor demented idiot. All of the watering happens from the ground up, Noah. Well, that's because we know now here in the natural, right, that all the wells are in the ground, right? All the water springs up, the well springs up. Therefore, the water tangibly was coming from the ground. And all of these know-it-alls, just like the chicks that's sitting here, standing outside the door, beating on it, talking about, hey, let us in, it's us. Lord, Lord, open unto us. But he answered and he said, verily I say unto you, I know you not. The only chicks I'm rocking with is who's on this side of the door. So get up off my porch, dusty feet. And what did they do when they tried to give him all that information? You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. We're not going to be left here. There's not going to nothing's going to happen to us. Full of boastfulness, full of I know everything. Same with the chicks. It has to be boastfulness for you to look at somebody else who's planned and tell them, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But see, they saw those chicks as quiet because they were humble and they were wise. So they were sitting there minding their own business. So they thought they could just, Ashton Kutcher them and just punk them. Give us of yours. So they thought they were going to be like, okay, here you go, because they had been quiet all that time. They said, no, not so. Lest there not be enough for us and you better go to the store and get your own and buy it for yourself. You had the same opportunity. And didn't it rain? Didn't it rain? Yeah, know it all that the water comes from the ground. Ain't nothing coming from the sky. This guy is talking about water coming from the sky. And look at the gigantic vessel that he is creating, that he is building at the corner. You know, that cat down there been down there building that big old thing for a long time. And it's really, really bad. It looks like a monstrosity. I think we're going to have to call the Homeowners Association on Noah. He is tripping. That big old monstrosity, but didn't it rain? Big old thing out there in the yard, and I'm telling you, for the past few months, it's just been an eyesore. Mildred told me she didn't know what to do with it. She talked to Noah's wife, and Noah's wife said that she's just going to leave him alone and let him do whatever he's supposed to do. But didn't it rain? Oh my goodness, I know, I cannot stand that. It's terrible. And he's running around trying to get everybody to come join him with it. You know, Bob talked to him and he said he wasn't going to do it. Well, because, we already know what the truth is. This guy's crazy. But didn't it rain? It rained. Over and over again in the word, we see this parable. This parable is not new. This parable starts the very beginning, and then you see it change up in another book. And it grows and it gets more traction. And then you see it grow a little closer. Then it gets a little more traction. And then you see that same exact parable go into another book. And now we're here in Matthew. And this is the door that takes us into Revelation. End time eschatology. There is nothing to say if you do not prepare for his coming. There is nothing anyone can do for you if you are sitting right next to somebody else who hears the exact same thing and grows thereby, and you elect to stay stuck in Lodabar. If you choose hearing the same word constantly, and you feel so impressed that you know it, and yet you choose to stay in Egypt, so be it. But just like in the days of Noah, where he was warning everybody, come on in this ark. You better come in the ark before the rain starts. Come on in the ark before the rain starts. Hey, the bridegroom is coming. We got time. He wouldn't leave us. We've been worshiping him all these years. We know who he is. We pray in tongues, and we do this, and we do that, and we give to the pastor's aid, and we give to this one, and we go over here, and we went to this conference, that conference, this conference, that conference, this conference. We did it all. We're up on all of it. We know all about this. He ain't gonna leave me. And you want me to preach and tell you all about what happened to the chicks that was left on the other side of the door? They didn't care. Why would I tell them what to do? Good luck. Get it together. We only have right now. There were 5 that were wise, and there were 5 that were foolish. So there's a 50% chance, 50% chance that you're going to be on one side of that door or the other. You choose ye this day which side of the ark's door you choose to be on. And consider the ant, O sluggard. Continue to work and continue to do his will while you yet have time. The job description requires that you do X. And I'm going to tell you what X is. You love your father. You do his will. You keep his commandments. You take care of those who are incarcerated. You take care of those who are sick. But you do it as unto him. You tell everybody what the good news is. That salvation is for you. You tell them the truth. You live your life according to his word. He never released you from his covenant. Throw away everything that Rome has taught you in the trash can. Don't debate and get into foolish quarrels about what you think it is. Because as you understand, he was not talking to people who did not have any inclination or knowledge about him. In Matthew 25, everybody started out with the same playing field, the even playing field. They were all 10 of them in awareness of this. So that means that all of these people had awareness of his will, of his word, of the requirements, of what he said the first time. But you see, they let somebody slip in and change the game. The 5 of them decided that they were going to have itching ears and just run off and listen to something else. And hear somebody else's philosophy about the truth. And somewhere along the line, they elected to let go of their first love. They elected to let it go. And when they elected to let it go, they were mind massaged into believing that everything was going to be okay. And that because he was so kind and so loving and so sweet and so warm and so cuddly and so awesome that he would never leave them. He would never leave them on the other side of that door. Are you kidding? Huh. And afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open unto us. So familiar, us. But he answered and said, Verily, I say unto you that I know you not. Verse 13. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. Watch, therefore. How do you watch? You got to go back and find out how he teaches you to watch. He told us in the Old Testament, right in the book of Genesis, that, hey, I've given you everything going on up in the sky for signs and seasons. Watch. Look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. Look up. What are you looking for? Why are you looking up? Are you looking up because, well, I'm like a soldier and I'm on the ready and my head is up? Could be. Or are you looking up because he told you to watch therefore? And then he told you that what goes on up there is for signs and seasons, so much so that they would look to change the times. They would look to change the seasons. They would look to try to trip you up and tell you that it's Friday. Tell you that it's Augusto, August, the 8th month. They would try to tell you that next month is September, the 9th month. They would try to tell you that there are 365 days in the year. Yeah, they would try to change up the days and times. They would try to tell you that daylight savings time, as if you could save time in a bottle, is the best thing that you could ever hope for. Unless you're in a couple of other places that don't go for it. They would look to change the times and the seasons. Yeah, but have you ever noticed that something is getting so smart that you'll look at your telephone and the time will be different sometimes? The time is different. The days look weird. So what time is it? What day is this? Something that they've created has gotten so smart that it knows the real time, and sometimes it'll trip you up. You'll look at your phone and it'll be a totally different time on there. The timestamp will be totally different. You'll even go back and you'll look at to see, what time did you get to work the other week, and you go inside of your phone's location just to make sure that your timesheet is right, and you look and you say, wait a minute. That ain't right. I get to work at 8:10. This thing says that I got to work at 7:10. Let me tell you something. The attributes of the wise are nothing like the attributes of the foolish. The ways of the foolish do not plan. The ways of the foolish hear the word and allow it to run off of their back like water does on a duck. That's what the foolish do. And then the foolish has the audacity to talk about anybody else that lives right now in this day and age and calls them the people who want everything to go their way, the millennials. They want to talk about them. Look how they are. But see, now they all in the same church house with everybody else, including the wise. The foolish want to tell you, look at how they are entitled. And then the same foolish that's talking about everybody else that's young being entitled, find themselves on the other side of the door with the entitled. Be wise. Dress your lamp now. Take your oil with your vessel, with you. Get everything that you need right now so that you can minister to the bridegroom when it's time. So that you can bring him what you've done here and show him what you've done with the time that he's given you, the very small vapor that he's given you. Take that and show him what you did with it when you get on the other side of the door. And then it's time to get the pins and the hats and the crowns and all that. Be very wise while you are here. Win souls for him. Tell everybody about him. Tell them how they can know him and find truth. Study to show yourself approved, because as you study, you got to give some of that out. You got to give it out. You got to read it. You got to study it. You got to look at it. You got to break it down. And then you got to be able to give some out. So this today talks about the topic of the 10 virgins, but yet we all have heard it. My point, then there were 5. Then there were 5. What set are you? Are you a part of the 5 that were wise? Or are you 5 who felt you had it all? Well, it's been a great 30 minutes. I'm very happy that you guys all came with me today. And this is something that's rich for all of us. This is something that's important for all of us to know. Because without truth and without just laying it out there, what do we do? What do we do? We're going to read a few of the comments here as we go down. Iron Crane, it's good to see you, sir. We are going to be closing up here in just a few minutes, but I definitely want to hug you all's neck and say, hey, gee whiz, you guys have been chatting, and that's a blessing. I love it when you guys start talking to each other and start loving on one another. And thank you guys for allowing me to just do a little praise and worship. I had to make sure that it wasn't a song somebody could hit me for. Had to be a public domain song, but the words of that song are amazing. His faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Good afternoon, everyone in the chat. Rachel Van Ziel says, mean, mean, mean. Oh, you're talking about the lady. Yes. Not nice of her. Not nice of her at all. I remember seeing this one of those old animated Bible cartoons when I was a kid. I wish I grew up with the Bible. I never had one until I was 60, and I've been studying ever since. Oh, wonderful. What an awesome testimony, Deb. Oh, that's right, Iron Crane? I hope all is well with you, Iron Crane. LOL Jiffy. Yeah, go on out there and get you some Jiffy. Deborah H. says, I see that so strongly. Warning ignored, warning ignored, warning ignored. Too late. Absolutely. And what can we say about those who had the same warning and were on the other side of the door? What can we say? Yeah? Yeah, it rained. It rained. Okay. So I appreciate everybody for being here today. I want to thank our chief mod. He's here. I saw him earlier. I'm not sure if he's still here because I know he's working, but I am so happy that you're here, kind sir. Ronnie Man, thank you very much. And then pray to Mary, the Queen of Heaven. They don't know it's pagan idolatry. They are deceived and stop their ears so they can't hear. Exactly. That's exactly what they do. Yeah, they do that. Burn that trash can. Hello, Angela. How are you? And how's the husband and the children? How's everybody? Blessings to you as well. Can I post a link? I found a video on YouTube, the animated series regarding this topic. I'm not sure if you can put a link in there. You may want to try it. Each channel seems to have its own set of rules that are not necessarily like every other channel. You don't have a wrench. If you say the channel name, I will write it down. Isn't that awesome? You can send it to Felicia at FeliciaLockhart.com. Ryan Crane 2003. Yes, that will be the best way. That's a good idea. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amy Duran, we have to ask God for his truth. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the sweet thing about it is after that, we've got to be able to follow through with it, right? After he gives us the truth, we've got to, right? We've got to follow along with it, because if we don't follow along with what he says, it's just like getting information and never coming into the knowledge of the truth. We can glean the truth, but what do we do with it once he gives it to us? Do we get it like the 5 foolish ones did and just sit on it? You know what I'm saying? So the 5 foolish got the same word. Imagine that they were all sitting in the same building at the same time. Just imagine. You two are hilarious. Look at Iron Crane 2003. You guys are funny. So every time you think about that, just take it day at a day, day by day, day by day, day by day, and understand that there are going to be some people that you can talk to and minister to and share truth with, and they don't want to let go of Rome, so much so that they believe that once saved, always saved. They got it made right now. There's not going to be a problem for them. He's not going to leave them outside the door. They won't be one of the ones. And every single one of the parables that you see in all Old Testament as well as New Testament, where people got left, it was because of the fact that they all knew the same. Every single scenario is the same. They were given a mandate and they did not do it. They were given something that they were supposed to do and they did not do it. They willfully elected not to be obedient, and then they want somebody to give them something because they mama Nam was a praying woman. They papa Nam was the deacon. It's me. Ella Mae's kid, I'm standing outside. Hey, it's me. Move out the way, you guys. I can get us in. No, you can't. You're a thief and a robber if you don't come in through the door, and the door is now shut. You can't get in. Yeah, it's private, Rachel, because we're trying to edit it and leave it to me, Felicia. Last night I had it up there like 4 times because I kept pushing the button inside of the studio, and I did not realize that I was delivering it to the masses. And I was like, no, we're gonna divide that video up so we can get to where Amy's question started. And then we're going to just let it go. But I don't know how to do it. So when Ronnie is available, I'm going to email it to him so that he can splice it, because I tried to splice it and I just don't know how to do it. And I don't know why, but it's just who I am. We're lucky I can do this. Okay. All right. Or I can also send it to the members. I can actually send the whole video to the members and then give you the starting place, and you can just go on ahead and watch it from there. As a matter of fact, I can do that. I can just email it to you, Rachel, and then you can just forward to the minute mark, and I'll tell you the minute mark until we post it. Okay. But the deal is that we'll always find folks that want us to, want us to feel bad for what they consider the underdog. I used to watch Underdog when I was growing up, and Underdog was pretty strong. He came to save the day. His name was Underdog. That was actually a good one. All right, you guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I thank each and every one of you. Iron Crane, thank you so very much. Brother, I so appreciate that. Thanks for today's devotional, Felicia. I hope you and everyone in the chat has a great day. Never stop seeking his face. You say that so well all the time, and you are so right. Never stop seeking his face. Never stop seeking his face. If you never stop seeking his face, you're always going to be all right. Because it can be dark one day, it can be dreary one day, but if you just keep seeking his face, morning comes. Morning comes. It may be dark today. My brothers and my sisters, it may be a sad moment in history for you right now. It might be all of that. But joy comes in the morning. Joy comes in the morning. It does. You went through something before and you got through it. You're here today. You're a testimony today for somebody else. You can share that story, and that's part of being a good witness to our Father, telling the story about how he brought you through so that the people who are coming behind you don't think that it's such a hard walk. Oh, I wish I could be like you. You don't need to be like me. Just follow our Father. Follow Yahweh Shah. Follow Christ. Follow him. Don't worry about following me. Follow him. I just want to help lead you there. Let me show you. Let me show you a more excellent way, because he showed me an excellent way. And I'm not perfect, but he loves me. But every day I get up and I try again, you tell the person. You minister by your life. Somebody's looking at you or at your job saying, why are you always so kind? Why are you always so balanced? You know, maybe they said to you, here you go, you can't be here no more. And you said, well, you know, okay, thank you so much. It was a great opportunity to work here. And you go on. And people are like, how are you always calm? Well, because you know who you belong to, right? And that's what the true work is. The true work is letting people see your life in such a way that they wanna know what it is you do. How do you master this? How are you always so kind? Even when you could be toe up from the flow up. How do you do it? Why do you do it? You see? Tell the good news that up on Golgotha's mountain, there was one that took it all for all of us. He hung, he bled, he died, he rose again with all power in his hands. The blood of Yahweh Shah. The blood. Nothing but the blood. The blood of the Lamb that was slain. And now we are his representatives here in this earth realm. That's the reason why we die daily to sin. We die daily to sin so that he can rise up in us. He left the Ruach HaKodesh, the Paraclete, the teacher, the Holy Spirit, to lead us and guide us in all truths. If we let him, he'll do it. And you won't have to worry about being one of the people outside the door. You'll be so busy pleasing him that you won't even worry. You'll look up and it'll be done. But we will go through some things before that time comes. Every single one of us, all 10, were going through the same exact thing. The anxiety, the feeling, the birth pangs of it all. They were all there. The birth pangs are the changes. They were all going through the changes together at the same time until they heard that call. So we're all here at the same time. My intercession for you today is that you be one of the ones on the other side of the door in there with the bridegroom. That you have a spirit of a finisher. When Yahweh Shah said it is finished. The work is done that I was here to do. What I was sent to do, O Yasharal, is done. It is finished, Father. So my desire for you, as your sister, and for myself, is that we continue in the way that would give him glory and praise only, not ourselves, but all the praise and the glory going to him. That we live our lives in such a way that we always lead people back to the Father, as our older brother did, as Christ did. that we take none of the glory for ourselves, but that we rather turn it around and lead people to the Father, because that is the good work. That's the good news. That is the good news. So I love everyone. I thank you so much for being here. The time right now, we have been here together for about 47 minutes and 13 seconds. I thank each and every one of you for being with me today. Again, thank you, Iron Crane 2003, for that $10 love offering blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys keep the lights on for me. That's what you do. You keep all kinds of stuff. You guys just bought the brand new camera that broke the other day when I was trying to look cute on the screen. You guys are the ones that are taking care of everything. You guys are the ones who purchased the microphone that I'm using right now. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you guys for sowing into this thing that the Father has got me to do. Okay, I thank everybody. So you know what we always say here on this channel, that man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High Yah. You guys take care of yourselves, and you take care of one another. Be blessed. To receive instant notification each time I upload, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification.
Lockhart perspective. Helping you